뭐야? 단딩에는 가서 대징이도 제가 제제 가슬라네 대치슈어라.
So in the previous teaching, so we discussed about the ornaments, the verse called paying homage.
다딘 체제티 그 가를 체제치고 요르세나 네 이제 셰다 랑셰다 로셰다 노체서를 제와지고 요르세네 다딘 가족만으로 살았어.
So in that verse, the homage is paid to the three knowers, the knower of basis, knower of path, and knower of aspects.
다디 체제티 가슬라네 다디긴 제와 대사노라 가르쳐 줘서는 체제시 제와지비고 다 규파데 지츠 정계지 대징이도 제가 제전제 비 규파데라 가르쳐 줘서나 로데지 규파도 제대지 규파 니체 네 예데지 규파데라 드자 대징이도 제지 체드저 드자로 아니 예체마슬라 대화시위 체드 이세네 And
in our the discussions on that the verse of paying homage, so we noted that there are two purposes behind that expression of the homage. So there's a purpose for own, one's, in a purpose of own purpose and the purpose of others. And so the purpose for others, so which is to instill faith in the main trainee or the students of these ornaments with regard to the three knowers.
다 던디는 체제가 다 제자 체설을 대화싱에 되라 아니 대징이도 체제도 다 제자들 리만라와니 아니 드리죠 그래서와 우더 도지도 운에 대회 진우세대
So, and as to the main trainee, or let's call it main students of the ornaments, so there are two types. So the one which is the one of the sharp-minded, which is they are called as the followers of reason, and then the other type is those of dull mind, dull mental faculties, who are the followers of faith.
단단에 운에 치지 제노도 어떤 대회 제노스네 인시에 용거를 때 운에 어떤 시가 요리때 이내야 아니 다가세고 운에 어떤 시도네는 nombre de horas ro corazo non kilo ne une otto shi horas ro te jingi do chi de corazo non kilo ma to sino ne teje ji kuzo inza ne umune bo cha de ke so roje umune bo cha de horas.
So talking about the difference between a person, here talking about the ornaments, students of sharp faculty and of dull mental faculties, talking about that. So this is all very relative, whether who is sharp-minded, who is dull-minded, is a relatives. So we have to remember that here, when they categorize the main students into two types. So this is just this categories is within the context of this the main students of the ornament text. So whereas if we compare all the main student of this ornament in general is, we can general context. Of course, they all are. All these students, main students, are of high mental faculties.
Tenzata ngazote une do utas taninga tula ti kat ninga la topaji kevre tanganzo jinonji ga u ta purja lonzo ji la jo to lonzo shinoge tsolo une da ji ya tesi nima kaji jel moto mashinge tsolo utasne tniji tangazo ji de yudo tniji ye de ro ina ya tndi kasla une singete tndi se ko mande srwa.
And just to again to review this point that we also raised in the last teachings, that how in generally to us we make the difference between the someone who is with a sharp mind or with a very intelligent mind, and those with a not so intelligent or rather very the dull minders. So we normally make difference that those who are very very quick in understanding whatever we say, then we normally we normally think they are sharp-minded, very intelligent, very smart-minded. Whereas those who are very slow in understanding, that we, even if we repeat the same thing for a number of times, still they don't get that. So we call that very dull-minded. So there is, as we talk about this, the main student of the ornaments into two in terms of their mental faculties. So we have to know on what ground we make this the difference between sharp mental faculty and the dull mental faculties. So in here of this difference is not the same as what we normally described, the difference between sharp and dull-minded.
Tandi kasal cheje ta koron kas papa koron keche shewa ina ane ta jesu shongge cheje kasal chembasal chewa jidisala ane jesu shongge koron sumba naji ga chembasun tela tindi ge yete ndudu mundu ane chewa chine pa chewa che toche che yune yunde che ni koron ichi yapoji mani patala ni en chesala tewa mshia ne tindi richi da ane jesu shongge ge chesala yete jeba changchi ane tewa shenno ge rini yore srwa ane toche chene judenge tela une da ane toche machine jesu ge suwa changchi ane tewa shi denge chembasala tewa shi denge so ane uta se ne tani shi yore.
So in here, the difference between those with sharp mental faculty and dull mental faculties, with respect to these main students of the ornaments, so more to do with their the approach to these their learning and the way they how they cultivate faith in the content of this the text ornament. So, for example, in this text, in this ornament, the Maitreya have explained a great deal of the qualities, various qualities of these three knowers. And which these qualities. So we find in this when we study the ornaments. We find all this. What the Maitreya is talking about, all the qualities of these three novels. So now, so there are among the students, the main students. So there are those students who don't simply believe in what the Maitreya had said in this mentioned in this text, simply and rather they want to, okay, Maitreya said so and so, but then at the same time they're trying to understand that through their own logics. So they analyze, they examine and analyze the words of the Maitreya, and so therefore through this their analysis and the reasonings, and then they when they if they gain, they develop, generate and develop faith. So these are the those such students who approach the learning in this way, so with the depending on their own self reasonings, and so these are the here they are the sharp mental with sharp mental faculties, and whereas the others, so who instead of that, so they take the words of the Maitreya's very face values, and just on the ground that mainly on the ground that Maitreya has with their faith, with their regard to the Maitreya, and so so on the ground of that, and so they simply believe and feel and generate faith in all this such as these the qualities of three novels as found here. So these they are the main students of dull mental faculty.
아니 도지 된데 세면 맞춰봐 더 맞아와. 오늘 운보는 보세. 돈자지 여러 켈레줘야 돼. 그러고 세면 맞춰봐도 켈레 맞으네. 켈레 맞어봐대. 아니 운보는 본도 돈지다. 아니 다 도지 대 세면 맞잖아요. 아니 다 켈레 쟁이 된서 아니 우터에 세딩이 우터 채라고 나지. 드니도 시행이 되는 뭐 요래스로. 델타 띵이 누지네. 네. 가와요 서비스 운에들한테 그거에 서비스 제조 소스나한테 가는 날 주소서 닝겔이 기자 티셔야다
원디다 원령이 개발소로
어떤 돈에 지워대
so
돈지 대세로와 소소 돈자지 그 된도 가리나 대소소 체면 맞춰 받을 캐물래와 돈 맞아와
and we also find in some texts that where which makes the difference between the those of sharp mental faculty and the dull mental faculty, in that the sharp mental faculty that are do not do not accept any propositions, any subject matter, unless this subject matter is the proposed, like a subject matter is established by their own, or validated by their own reasoning mind, and so has to be before they accept, before they make any assertions, it must be established by their own. What we call as the valid mind, valid cognizer or valid mind, and so whereas on the other hand, for the assertions which is made by the dull mental faculty, those with dull mental faculty, then it's not subject to the to being established by their own valid mind or valid cognitions.
자니다 운에가 다 체치세그라 운에가 대한테 총소나 운에를 총거예나 아니 배나 맞아 농바 견주설샤네 요도 캔랭 거로 제장아 운에 드니 농발 쉬디자라 운에 운에 뭐지나 샤네 요도 캔말레비 캔도 샤네 견주선부터 샤네 요도 세메 접어지 그건데 와서 로와 드니 윤사리 윤사 말했어 다 드니 거네 바리 버근지나 된 로지레스로
So this difference between the two, which says whether the assertions, whatever the assertions you made must be, if you are sharp-minded, then everything you accept, you mentally accept, it must be established by your own valid cognitions, and not so this is something that I think last time I said that whether this definition is really tenable or not, whether this is right or not, which you should think about. So to raise one the questions, so that is, let's say, with regard to the we say that to be really a true Buddhist, then one must have a belief, one must have a faith in three jewels as the perfect object of refuge. So now the question is that mean that for those someone who is with a sharp mental faculties, so they must the understand the establish the like a three jewel as a perfect object of refuge, by their own valid cognition or valid mind or not. So that is the caution, for them to become a Buddhist. So do they have to establish the three jewel as the perfect refuge objects by their valid cognitions.
제장아 다트니존에 바지베가 지나데 제나 오나 겐주스 도디살라 겐주스 체메 도인도살라 네 지겐주 고델라서 또 그러와 지겐주 고델라서 또나 다데 구조도메 참몰라서 또로 그러와 구조도메 참몰라서 또로 그러와 제장아 안에 구조도메 참몰라서 다 돈이라서 또 단다에 지 농발 마슈 댕했더니 여러웨스
So and furthermore, if we say that the as a sharp mental faculties, and to be someone to be, in order to be a true Buddhist, then they must establish. They only can establish the three jewel as the perfect refuge object, and then on the base of that, then they have a faith. They cultivate a faith in three jewels, and so they become a true Buddhist. So if that is the case, then they have to as a sharp mental sharp minded, then you go to gain you have to realize all the three jewels by your valid cognition, valid mind, valid cognizers, and so in that case, so are we going to say that when a sharp one with a sharp mental faculty, when they become a Buddhist, qualified as a Buddhist, then they have the realizations of the refuge object Dharma, the true Dharma, and if we say yes, then we almost have to say they have the realization of the ultimate truth, like the selflessness and so on.
제장한다니 마시아 되니 대파지 장수 돌리 시동도 오지 말라디고 그랬어. 던지인도 오지 손도 돈에 빠지 돌리지는 배도 배워랬어.
So just I mention these, so just to give up just a bit of like a the sample or some like an example of how you should discuss about logically discuss about the subject matters.
어때 이제 다 제제 정어때 루테지 규팔잖아. 저한테 사가 논을 가르쳐요 그러잖아. 아니 제지 좀 바로냐. 아니 시아우 동백그 아니 시아우도 담바샤비시다. 아니 제제제 그래서네. 아니 루테지 규팔자래서네. 다 아니 지수요 그래서와. 다때 레시 센티와 제르모치. 제르모치 레시 센티는 마시레 루테지 규팔자네. 다가로 마순요 그래서. 대수인디 살아네 배개바 몽부터니가니 제르모칠 거바잖아니 다 그랬으나 제트 총gel라 루데 테니질로요 마레스 제제지 뭐한테 루데 아니 그발자는 지금은 되으시네 아니 드니 제와 장님 뭐 붙여레스
Okay, then now the other the purpose of this expression of homage, so is is something related to one's own purpose. That's the Maitreya's own purpose. And now in the Tsongkhapa's commentaries, the rosary of eloquent speech or good explanations. So where it says that this one's own purpose, the Maitreya's own purpose is for why he why he wrote this piece of the paying homage. So it is to indicate that the author of this ornament is a noble persons, noble beings. And so now with regard to this statement in the the Tsongkhapa's text, then there are many other scholars who raise the cautions that that this is not caution that does Maitreya have a like the self purpose in a sense, his own, isn't he? He's not hasn't he got a bodhicitta's mind, So there is this some scholar raise the number of cautions so relating to that, that this statement in this the Tsongkhapa's text, and then whether if we say that Maitreya has the own purpose, so this isn't it the contradictory to his the bodhicitta spirit.
다 텔라니 자차제거 노시 니비제노라 네 텔파레 자디차라 칸데스 자고르세나 네 제츠라 루데텐지로 메생에테 제츠 숑주 셈바임비 온드시네 루데텐지로 메세고요레다 수지임비 온드시네 루데텐지로 메세데세네 토마토와니케 그레스.
And so now relating to those who raise this caution, on this relating to this the Maitreya's own purpose. Now, we find in the if we refer to these the text by the commentary by the Tsongkhapa's one of the Tsongkhapa's principles disciples, Gyasabje's, his text called the essence of explanations. So where he asks, when those who say that the Maitreya has a own purpose, whether are they saying on the ground that the Maitreya is a ordinary being, or on the ground that Maitreya is a Buddha.
제장아더니 다 현주 선배 온데 신에 루데테니 로메세나 ndimares 가르세나 아니 제츠 형계 그 현주 선배 인배 온도나 제츠 형계 그 거라 로데 용스 비 로데 타신 거 와라 아니 다 치클 응원이클라 소바 아니 그거야 와데 더 그거야 와데 기하고 그래서 로데 타신 발라 아니 치크기 바퀴 통그래서
so instead of ordinary beings, so it's rather a bodhisattvas. So the Gyasabje raised the question whether the relating to, with respect to these the Maitreyas having a own purpose. So whether the question that raised is on having a own purpose on the basis of Maitreya as being a bodhisattvas or a Buddhas, right? So first, if as a bodhisattvas, then they elaborate that then the Maitreyas would have their own purpose, because surely the Maitreya would understand that the Buddha's truth body, the truth body is the body, what we call as the body for one's own purpose, and it is the perfections, the perfection of all one's purpose, it's like the symbols of the perfection of one's own purpose. So the Gyasabje is saying that surely the Maitreya understand this is the case.
Kesi ni jizi shonge shonju simba wonde shene rute yuzu zubala chiku kipate rute tashimbala ni chiku kipate kim tongu mewa ina ni kiga ni tawa zangji ni ye tsane ta nri su so sana jitani lo ye tsando ni jin dede gres de dewa ina ni ti ki jala te je se che ta shonju yu sen seni zungwa ji wuxie ta ma res.
And then then goes on further that then if the Maitreya lack the understanding of this the Buddha's truth body as a symbol of the perfection of one's own all one's own qualities, one's own purpose. So it's saying that if the Maitreya lack that understanding, then the Maitreya would be then only seeking for the nirvana or the liberation, which is the of the lesser vehicles. And so therefore, if you do not see that, then the Maitreya wouldn't be able to even to generate the bodhicitta mind.
Tenza ne da kijala rudechik tenyachilo yoresene. Anitanisungores.
So therefore, making it, the text make the conclusions that the Maitreya does have on purpose, and because for him his ultimate goal is to achieve that the truth body, which is the body which is for one's own purpose.
Tane suji imbe undshena na shena yung kijala rude teni lo yore karisena suji chikkatela yede chikkata rude chikkase ni yore sarwa ane ngo nyakala supate rude chikkare te tena nyewe lo ye za ane rude teni chilo yosene chik teni chilo lo te rude teni chilo de yore yes
sanji kyo teni lo yoso
teni lo yes teni lo yes
and then the and then there's this with regard to whether the Maitreya has own purpose or not. So that if we are making that statement on the ground that the Maitreya is a Buddha, then the Gyazabje father explained that even on that ground, that Maitreya does have, as a Buddha, does have the own purpose, and because the Buddha has the like the truth body, such as the Nirmanakayas, or the nature truth body, and even says, even it is we say that the Buddha does have the aspiration for truth body.
Ne yang kaje go ni rude teni lo yo mare ko rude tashan sarwas ane teni se lawa ina ane kijala yede teni lo mewata ane ko yede tashan sarwas sine teni ta teni ripe rinda teni tongo yo re sarwa tenza ne suje bobe jala ya suje ina tona yo rude teni chik teni lo yo res.
So there's also of course it's can make an argument like there are some critic do, that is that if the Buddha if we say that a Buddha has the aspirations for own purpose, then if we may raise a question how that is possible, because he has already completely accomplished the own purpose, so he can't have the aspirations for own purpose, because he had perfected and fully accomplished the even the ultimate purpose of himself, and some can raise that on the ground of that because he has fully accomplished all his own purpose, so therefore Buddha can't have the aspiration for own purpose. And then some other challengers then make a propositions and make an argument that they then without more using the same argument, then we also have to say that Buddha doesn't have an aspiration to benefit others as well, because on the ground that he has completed the deeds of completed, and he has perfected the deeds of benefiting others. So these kind of things we can talk about.
Ta tine wo tine la ndingel karishir sena ane cheche kaza tongpo je sheshi, tani long sheshi, tani non cheshi, non chel chewa jigo yoro was, di rinpa teche. Ane techi li che kaza la non che tongpo shi, ta pi ngolu na isen rogo, di long sheshi, di je sheshi rogo was, ane techi tse kare sene kecha tijo yes.
And another point which we raised in the last teaching, but we haven't went in any further details. That is to relating to the order of the three knowers. So which in the verse of paying homage, so the knower of the base comes first, and then the path, and then the exalted knower of aspect last. And however whereas in the actual presentations of this or in the main body of the text, then it begins the main explanation. The actual body begins with the knower of rather in a reverse order. There's a knower of the exalted knower of aspect first, and then followed by the path, knower of path, and then the aspect. So there's why there's a difference.
Tate tso tningawa do yo maresrwa. Ani cheje kasne jishe tombo che tene lo che she no che she gite dejar che lo nyo le che rembe won de shin remba jita. Ani pena sheu chimbi go lo nyo se le wala sheu ndi to tumo lo nge de ko ro wa. De no ji ge chi ne ani lo nyo le remba de ne she res cheje kasne.
So of course it looks like there's some sort of contradictions with regard to the order of this the three as presented in the homage and the expression of a homage, and in the main and the order of these three knower in the main body of the text. Of course, there's no each section has own a reason for the explaining in its own in that order, sequential order. So, for example, in the homage expression of the homage, the order which the sequential order which of the three knowers, as we find in the paying homage, that really accord with the practical, like the development of the realization or of the path, and so that's the main reason, the purpose, which is to in that it was given in that order.
Tante chi li kasal no che tombo che ta se che tombo kal no che she ne pa kasal no che ni tane so she no ko de she wa te karisena ne dejan reul towa sha vishita pena no che she no che ye te na to tane ni pa na tane mo she yu de tsala ne deja ni tel gane ni te chi lo ta ti so she pan yu yu ko wa ni di che de res pena nga so sumbala so bi 출 계속 먹어야 봐 통수나 아니 출은 주인 거로 되는지 해서라.
So in the explanation of the main body of the text, then the knower of the exalted knower of aspect was taught first, and so this the purpose for in there. The main the primary purpose is to inspire the students, and so the So it's like because the knower of the exalted knower of the aspect is the final fruit or the result of the whole the stages of the path. So so by showing the result, then it, when we understand the fruit of the path clear very well, then we'll be more can be easily inspired to follow the path. So just as how follow the path in terms of once we are convinced or very with that fruit, to have that to gain that fruit, then and then we would motivated to do whatever we have to in order to gain that fruits, such as studying, contemplating, and so forth. So this is no different from how as a business person who already know about the what a great good profit that he can make from some business enterprise, when he's very clear about that, recognize that the profitability of that business, then it's automatically, then he'll be very inspired, he'll be drawn to perceive that business with great enthusiasms also.
Oh yeah, that thing is that thing also cuts much a day. Then the name Malani Karsigersena, then Cheja, Siku Tombotic Karsigersena, Yenti Shawan Sono Sene, Chishejore, Yenti, Neta, Shawasene, Yenti Yundes or Rotten Soapo, Yenti Loa Soapo was in the Tringis Tessejore, yes, Roa, Miss the no Shejore, yes. Yenti Shawan Sonos, Yenti Shawan Soapo, Tings Dejore, yes, Roa.
So up to this, I think we have, there's nothing new, but because we already touched on this last time. So now the next we need to look a bit more is that in the lines of this the expression of homage. So where you find like which through knowledge of all leads hearers seeking pacification to thorough peace, with regard to the paying homage to the knower of the knower of basis. So in the line there's a word called this is the knower of basis is a means for the hearers and the solitary realizer, who are seeking pacification to thorough peace, to achieve that. Yes.
Di shula ruja singiti yore sarwa. Ani shula ruja korong ani ta tawa teni chepi somba chima mayin pe kujit dedengi iza ani ta nyenti do shunda wanda wo chade go yore. Dinza di shula ruja teten yores.
So in the lines, there's only mention of hearers, which is explicitly, like hearers seeking pacification to thorough peace. So there's only implicitly mentioned the hearers, but the explicitly is also the solitary realizers, because they too are seeking pacification to thorough peace.
다 되니 체와 셰그, 되니 체와 야보 셰치터서나 아니 가조니 마고비가 니 다 스피리트들 고태야 레로 고태야 펜토레스와 라우스 로자도 니디니 체와요와.
So so it's the important for us to know the difference between hearers and solitary realizers.
다 되니 제와 가라에서는 다 되니 시다 아니 다 네 단즈 네 보지 조셔봐 숨바레스로 타와 터지 조 전에 대한데 와도 숨바레스.
Yes. Okay, so to talk about the differences between solitary realizer and the and hearers. Now, what the both of them have in common are that they both have are trying to eliminate the same things, that is the self grasping or the conception of a self. So in terms of the object of abandonment or elimination, so they are same, and also they have the common is in that they both are seeking liberations.
tani kuzo dome goji zo shebo chungo re serwa kuzo dome goji zo chibi kuzo dome te kanda kuzo rujat bi je chi tungwa de yogo re serwa ruje bi luiza kuzo rujat bi de chi tungwa la ani kuzo dome sene kuzo rujat bi je te zamala kuzo danza sene de shen go res de ngo chuma na ma to toni maris serwa
La
toni maris
no. So just bear in mind that in this presentation of these ornaments, so is based on the view of the Sotantika, Sotantika Madhyamikas. Sotantika Madhyamika. Based on that, and so therefore the when it says here this the like we mentioned about the self-grasping or the self-grasping, and the antidote for that is the wisdom of selflessness, and so the wisdom of selflessness. So it's not the talking about the wisdom of emptiness as such. So rather, selflessness of a person's. So he's not talking about the emptiness of a person's. So rather, the emptiness of a person's being empty of the substantially existent self.
제자 다 문다서 가와요 그래서는 아니 다 루자티 구조 담에 고지 조시비 디딜 가르스나 이동 준준준 비치마 제이지 동화시 되지요. 대 고지 조시 시그레스.
와서 디 세마칼선
준준 비치마 제이지 동화시 되지요. 이동 고지 조시 그레스.
So both the hearer and solitary realizer, so they are same in terms of the object to be eliminated, right? And in terms of the antidote, which as to the wisdom realizing the selflessness of a person's. So as far as that concerned, it's same. But however, the solitary, as a solitary realizer, then in addition to that, that wisdom of the selflessness of a person's, in the sense of the person's being empty of substantially existent self. So they also have the wisdoms which realizes the emptiness or the lack of the subjective mind and its object being being a separate entity.
아니 umbozo나요 니틸레 때지 노아레스 umbo 야와시라 umbo nom보세그러다 니틸레 umbo nom보 네 대체레 umbo 다 마이세그러와 대인자 아만주변에 네 그걸 타니에 가르자고 하서는 수진 진세네 니티 수진 진노 도우시시디자 수진 진세네 타니 송고요레스 니틸레 umbo 차 대체레 umbo 때지마 좋아인자 수진 진세네 타니에잖아 타니 송고요레스
So because of these additional the wisdoms of the realizing the subject and object being a separate empty or being a separate entities, so the solitary realizers are regarded as the are regarded as greater, are having a greater intelligence, compared to hearers. However, they are compared to higher vehicle, like to the Mahayanas. So there are they have a less intelligence. So kind of between the hearer and the follower of the Mahayanas, and so therefore on the ground because of this. So in fact in the Chandakirti's like a text supplement to the middle way. So there where the solitary realizer are also referred as the like a middling Buddha or middling Buddha.
제정아 아니 년티라 수파테 다 타와테 피 곤준주 피 타야게 제든 배제 쉬고 있지는 야피 된로셔 그래서와 콜라 아니 다 루잘랑 슈차레라 아니 다 루잘랑 다 추수 세노 추도 이시 추라 수파 수네 피 까와 잘라 수파 데타야 드니 세슈드니 요레스 년티 노신 주반주바야 만도 왔지네 추수아야 제든 뭐게 년티 루잘랑 슈네
And these two, the hearers and the solitary realizers, so they, these two are they are different, even in terms of their initial the motivations, or the mental spirit, there's a difference. When they initially, begin their spiritual path, so the hearers have this when they, in their pursuit of the liberations. So there is a great urgency there. They feel that they have to. There's a strong. They wish to achieve the liberation. As soon as possible. So there's a bit of a rush to be able to, to quickly reach their final state. So, however, the solitary realize that they're in their spirit seeking the liberations. There is no such the rush there. Rather, they have a courage even to they enough courage even if it will take the journey will take like the hundreds of aeons of time. They have enough courage. They are ready to perceive. Still, yet they are ready to perceive the liberations.
다 네 체와도 다 김hel롱 다 페나 루자 술로 요노 네가서키 펠로시 무슨 자고 그래서와 Melo tombo te kar jago resena ni sapa thamayo che sir ta korot ni lo nyos le jima chechi la ni da chomba tho thaya ga tni chechi le gro tni go ni sapa thamayo ga chete la ko shin khande ji di chete la shin khande ji le she ga suje da ni nyeti me pi ga tni shin ji la saja ji la ta ni ko she wa shu sene ni melo tni ji jago res
lam khadu yo tholam khadu so
Tsunglang da yonglang,
tsoklam da cholam tsoklam
tsunglang, yonglang, tunglang, gonglang, malong la yewa. Then tsunglang, yonglang neka insa re. Tani melong jago res.
And then the another the features which we will find with relating to this solitary realizer is that during the course of their the entering into the path, so most likely the path of accumulation and preparations. So it is said that they deliberately consciously make three very important wishes or prayers. So for example, their first prayer is that they say to themselves that when they in their journey, like the spiritual journey of their path, that when they reach to the last leg of their journey, then they make a prayer that may I be born in the place where there is no by myself, and where there is no Buddha and no hearers.
Chechanga ni karisana ni suje da nyinti yepi shin shekyo mare karisana suje do nyinti yepi shin la suje do nyinti go ni chingo kondo kres dejal deje ten shen do kre chechanga ni ta kuzo message ki deje ten shen go ta gipatene re ko shekyi jinsena te.
So of course the prayer means the one of the reason why they make that first prayers is that they understand that if any place where there are Buddhas, where there are hearers, then there are because there are Buddhas and the hearers, so there will be the flourishing or the turning of the wheel of dharmas, and so therefore the one of the reason they make the prayer to born in place where there is no Buddha and no hearers. So is that.
Ani ta melo nipa de karja korsena ya ji ko sapatama yoche ta kro chejimala tagaro da chome kununge de shiwi ga ta sheni piti ne ka salane lope sachil matene ani koron roje ga ta pitende yelo chunyin la supa gone lope la matemba ani ta roja da chome ko kombote ani topa che tani melo jaga yores.
And the next prayers, which the wishes of the solitary realizers, so is that in their which is also in their wish or their prayer that in the last leg of their journey, that is last leg of the journey in the sense the time just before the last continuum of their life, or as before they achieve the liberations, and so in that life, the last life, continuum of their life, so they pray that they wish that they achieve the liberations by themselves, meaning without depending on any masters, any others.
Ta melo sambate ni ruja da chombe kumunge de she chadi chala ni ta ki dajal chi teni tsala lig nonjeng gune ani nga kha mag go che lig nonjeng gune chi ten ninge chi ta suje no rawo suje tani ni go rawa ani ten na ji gane lig gune chi te to yi ta tani me ja go res.
And the third one is that they pray and wish that when they achieve the state of arhathood, that just like a Buddhas, they be able to teach and guide others simply through the body, bodily gesture, or through the body language. So without depending on the verbal speech. Yes.
Ne ta ruja kono shitane chena ne ta sushe ruja si to ruja serta ruja sini ruja ri ni ore sro sushe ruja si de ruja kro momboji sin dindi zone ne tni zondo de suji chone de kola utni ruja yores
속죄 사요.
sushe supado supado
소박자. No.
ne serta ruja ro seri singi ji jipondo dingi shi pi koro jipondo dingi tni ruja ri ni ores ro ne teme kola tni ruja yores
La.
ruja yores
La.
tewasanka kuso yorwa
La.
tembe suji kola
La. So and then with the regard to the solitary realizers, so there are we can also find two types of solitary realizers. So the one type which is more like a sociable solitary realizers, and then the other one is called as they use the example like a animal, rhinoceros like solitary realizers who do not wish to mix with the social, mix with the others, mix with the group, and so whereas the other one who's fond of the social mixing with the social groups.
다 제제 가슬이야 년티 시원 초노스네 다 시원 초보싱 시와들 간에 적어요 그래서나 시와시들 뇽데세 거래 아니 다 뇽데생에 되겠다 리먼다고 가세요 그래서나 다 드네미 되지 시나 되고 편도지 그래서
Okay, so so in this homage, paying homage line, so now we talked enough about the word hearers, which is explicitly mentioned here, and then the implicitly the solitary realizer. So we talked about that, and now when it says seeking pacifications to thorough peace, so that's really pacification to thorough peace. So that's referred to the nirvana, state of nirvanas, and so we can have a bit of we'll talk a bit about the nirvanas, like such as the different types or the divisions of nirvana and so forth.
제가 다 던디가 뇽데텔라니 도모 된도나데 가르쳐 그래서는 녀저 세파pom비 소소통구스 녀저 세파pom비 단디마시 차시 여러와 그리고 소소통구텔라니 뇽데스네 된도나데 던디죠 그래서
가서디 뇽집
세파pom비
라오
아니 디마시 차스다 소소통구스로와 던디실
Okay, so first of all the meaning, what does mean by liberation or nirvanas? So it is the as a entity, it is like a permanent objects, and it is a state of permanent objects, which has completely the eliminated the all the obstruction to liberations, or the what we call as afflictive obstructions.
Tatela reason of yours, Carisina, Manebi Nunde singing, Logi Nunde, Home Nunde, Son your Esra, Manebi Nunde, the Suja Jerjonta, Suja Jeta, Manebi Nunde, Gude or only Logi Nunde, Home Nunde, and Son John of this.
So nirvana, or the state of cessations, so if you use the word English, so cessations, state of permanent state of cessations of all the obstructions to liberation, or the afflictive obstructions. And so now in terms of the divisions or types of these nirvana, or as a state of cessations, or more literally, more like a state beyond sorrow, cessation, or the state beyond sorrow. So there are three types. So let's use the nirvana. Okay, nirvana with remainders, nirvana without remainder, and then there's something called the naturally abiding nirvana, I suppose. No, so non-abiding. Non-abiding nirvana, so which is the referring to the nirvana of a Buddhahood.
Ta Manebi Nunde the Buddha Josa, Zubi Suji Jalajo. Ta Logi Nunde singing, Home Nunde singing, Mala Niti Dachobek, Jalmajon.
And the first two nirvana, when we say nirvana with the remainder, without the remainder, that refer to the nirvana of lesser vehicle, of hearers and solitary realizers.
That the things are ne Kuransi Jalayo, Logi Nunde, Home Nunde near Carisano, ne ta constant Natsunda Wajita, the Nig. Draw Nyons Lene, and Dutch on Becobuya Tosuna, and new data toy on goddess, new data toy and I own so lepote ne that do director, do not money, you support the rates, do not legal homage to Jedeza, ne Lome, a Logenu desne, and it is a restel. Do not homa to Jedewinza.
So just to explain give a bit of brief descriptions of the nirvana with the remainder and without the remainders. So with both of which refer to the nirvana of the liberation of lesser vehicle, sharvaka or solitary realizers. So now the question of the remainder or without the remainder. So is the remainder refer to the state of nirvana. The attainment. You attain the state of nirvana, but yet at the same time you still possess the continuum of these the suffering aggregates, the aggregate ordinary aggregates. So. For example, the hearers, who attain the state of nirvana for the first time, when the first time, so they would still have the possess this the same body that they have, and so that's the nirvana which they possess, so it's called as the with the remainder, because the body is the remainder of the cyclic existence was.
Da lome nyonde se iterela ane ta tindi dra chomate nyangelen de sona ta zupot jolo no gorwa nga te lenyin ji pum zupot jolo ne topeshil shewa ne lendo gore te shewa lendo tsala ne ta di je jogun nyonde la supala lome nyonde se gres ko zupo chalata dude se yoma
Budi koy do shawo.
koe dipal rom marda ta ko ponsarwa
No.
ko ponsarwa
하지 않아요.
loche nyonde je te ko mare
라 가르샤.
dudere
라.
dude lenyi pumbare
라.
lenye chi pumbare ten khoa mare
라.
khoa ina khoa pe jaldi karwa khoa pa hi karwa khora dusa te ina khoa pare ko da chumbare du de yi se ko ko ta ne nyangelen de sona ko te zupote do tan khorwa
So the solitary realizer, the hearer or solitary realizers who has attained the nirvana for the first time. So at that time, then the body, the aggregate which they possess, so is still within the what we call the truth of sufferings, the body, okay, but not necessarily the cyclic existence of samsara. Okay, so let's put it that way. So it is a truth of sufferings included. It's a part of the truth of suffering, and so therefore their nirvana is with the remainder. And then when they leave this body, and then the nirvana that they possess, then will be without the remainder.
Ta tani re ta tini isa ta loje nyunde lome nyunde singete ta loje nyunde ke ten jo ge tere teme chi nyunde kanshi ro an dungal loma che de ba ta teme chi nyunde kanshi dungal loma ma che nge ji se ro
동해 가서
dunga ji loma dunga to loma che ma che jo ya ta dunga to loma che ma che dunga to loma teme chi nyunde ko chi ne dunga ji loma che nge te la ne loje nyunde che ne tini 그 dunga ji loma ma che nge te la ne lome nyunde se ne tendo tini jo ge es ro
So the definitions of these two nirvanas, or with remainder and without remainder, as given in the text, which is that the nirvana with the remainder. So first start with that. So is the nirvana of lesser vehicles, and the characterized by this okay, the lesser vehicle, okay, nirvana, lesser vehicle, the lesser vehicle nirvanas endowed with the remainder of sufferings. Okay, let's just literally, with the remainder of suffering. Of suffering is the nirvana with the remainder, and without the remainder is also again is the nirvana of or lesser vehicle nirvana. Without the being endowed with the remainder of the sufferings.
다들이 가서티 뉴데 고시와 이자 다 둥가도 로마도 찌비 뉴데서 테메세 말아와지라와 둥가 로마도 찌비 뉴데테 네 로치 뉴데 그 대조나 된도세 그러다 드니조나 가르에서레스 드니 리서르에서와 둥가 다 로마 메비 뉴데지여와 데 로메 뉴데 그 대조잖아 네 또또레서르에서 말했어
So we have seen this actual definition and with the wording of the definitions as just mentioned before. Now, instead of using that wording, if we use, if we just put aside the first bit, which says that it should be nirvana of lesser vehicle. So if we put that aside and say, then we say that the nirvana with remainder is the nirvana which is endowed with the remainder of sufferings, and whereas without nirvana without remainder is the nirvana without the remainder of the sufferings. So if we give that as a definition, is there a problem? Did you get the question, Damien?
Yeah, so if we just call it nirvana with remainder,
Yeah.
it's nirvana with the
Without.
Yeah.
with the suffering.
Yeah.
Nirvana without remainder is nirvana without suffering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
그래서 양대소로
Yeah.
동해의 제배 양대도 동해다.
둥가랑 세봤다. 둥가지 핀보세 그래 맞도 둥가랑 세가 말해.
동해의 제발라셔다.
둥가도 제봤어. 레레 다다.
동해의 항만다 제발.
레레 둥가랑 맞도 제봤어. 왔다 다가로 이더니 데라 데스소노토나 네 수수지 파페야도나 펜토스르 봐.
So here when you say this with the remainder of sufferings, so doesn't necessarily mean it's like a suffering as such as a pain. So rather it could be aggregates, suffering aggregates. So in that context, okay. So maybe this is a question. Maybe you should have a think about if there are any issue problem there. Yeah.
You're saying that if you remove the of the lesser part,
Yeah.
you remove that,
No, remove that.
so the two statements are correct.
But you've got to include nirvana.
Yeah, nirvana.
Yeah. Remove that and add nirvana. Last.
다가라.
Really.
안다 들대셔야 맞도 못하나요? 뭔데.
Ten means 와. 대표체 다시.
대표지.
한신다치하잖아.
Really.
Yeah, just remove the lesser vehicle and then leave everything, all the wordings.
예.
And yeah.
단니적이 진짜요로 와.
네.
단니 맞아 왔지. 지저는 가능해서 해서 되게 거르지.
Really. So we try to, they make a two parts there in that, full definition, So we try to shorten it. Yeah. And
전주 전주 rambo je ma je pa no je je xie wa nyong ba me pa yi kong ne kong do be wa shu ah ta ga wa